The next principle is opportunism, and by that I mean the ability to see every opportunity that comes our way and to grab the ones that you want, because there are opportunities whizzing past our noses every day of the week, and most people just don't see them, but they certainly did here in Ellis Island. The famous poem says, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door." In America at the turn of the 20th century, when many millions arrived just here, the nation knew that their opportunity was to grasp the opportunism of the world's displaced population. And it was a mindset thing. For the many millions arriving here in the early 1900s, they believed that this was the land of opportunity. They were ready to grasp their chance of freedom and of riches, and boy did they do that well.
Opportunism. I love this one because this is what really separates people who create wealth from people who never become successful. What are you looking for? What are you willing to take advantage of? What actions will you take when you see that light? Light is all around you. Very, very simply put, rich people focus on opportunities. What do most other people focus on? They focus on obstacles. Rich people think, what can we do with this? Most other people think, oh my God, what could go wrong with this? So how are you thinking? That is absolutely critical.
If you talk to anybody who's wealthy, I mean super wealthy, they're all going to be able to tell you that there were critical moments in their life where they were lucky. Are wealthy people lucky? No doubt about it. But it's not the luck that made them wealthy. It's the way they responded to that luck. We're all lucky. Let me give you an example. You're watching this program right now. Lucky you. There are millions of people in this world that will never have the opportunity to get the information that you're getting right now. But how are you going to respond to this information? That's your luck, and it's how you respond to it that's going to make a difference. You see, wealthy people respond to lucky environments because of their education, their certainty, and their self-confidence.
You can learn to be lucky. I think you can look for opportunities that other people don't see, opportunities that pass other people by, you can grab hold of and make the most of. So I consider myself a very, very lucky person. I'm always in the right place at the right time. And you start off with that mindset, then you can't help but be lucky.
One of the easiest ways to spot opportunities in your life, look around. See, the problem is most people don't want to look around because they're living a lie. They're in debt. They're trying to put on this facade of living a life that they're not really experiencing, and they don't want to look around at what's really going on. Well, here's the thing. Opportunities lie in reality, not denial. One of the reasons people don't spot the opportunities is because they're not looking at their reality, because that's where they're at.
I think spotting opportunity is a learned skill. I think part of it is learning not to view the world as right and wrong, not to go into an environment with judgment, not to assume what the outcome should look like, but to be open and to be wise enough to really listen and use your gut, use your mind and your heart and your gut to assess, does this feel like a unexpected opportunity? Is this something I wasn't anticipating but feels correct? And then discuss it with your mentors, with your mastermind group, with yourself. But I think that opportunity is something you come to recognize and appreciate more with time.
How can you make sure you grasp opportunities as they come by? Isn't that what they say, to reach for the brass ring? So being able to step into opportunity is the most important key note here. So what happens is if you smell coffee in the morning and you wake up and your body perks up and it's all excited, or you smell pizza or favorite food, there's something in you that's drawn to that. It's the same way for an opportunity. When we sense something, all of our senses are awakened to it, and we're ready to have that thing. So being aware of those feelings, being awakened to what's happening, to your aliveness, to your joy, to your passion, to your enthusiasm, to that thought, stepping into that the minute it happens is going to change your life, your finances, and your wealth forever.
So once you've made the choice to begin spotting opportunities, you'll begin to notice them everywhere. So how do you determine which ones to take? Well, here's a little tip that I use. When an opportunity comes along and it gives me gooseflesh, or I get shivers down my spine, I take that as an indication that that's a good opportunity to check out. It doesn't necessarily mean it'll always be the right one, but check out the ones that give you gooseflesh. The way I look at it, that's your mind's indication that you're on the right path.
Why is it important to set goals? Well, statistics prove that people that actually set goals and write them down, not just have goals, but actually write them so they can see them, have far more success in achieving all that they dream and envision and desire.
So why is it so important to set goals? Well, your mind is a little bit like a GPS that you'd have in your car. If you're sitting in your car and you don't punch in a destination into your GPS, it can't direct you to where you want to go. It can't give you feedback. It can't tell you to turn left and turn right. Your mind works in the same way. Until you give your mind a target, it doesn't know whether you're on course or whether you're off course. So it can't give you feedback and you won't be able to move forward towards your goals. So make sure you set your goals and give your mind a target to aim for, and you'll find the chances of getting there are a whole lot higher.
So the word goal has a G-O-A-L-S in it. So the G would be telling you to go for it, to generate income. The O is your openness to receive all the wealth on the planet. The A, of course, is to acknowledge what it is that you want and what you're shooting for. Your L gives you the leverage to get it. And the S is your success. Set goals.
The best way to spot opportunities is to look for problems. And instead of looking at the problem as a problem, look at it as something requiring a solution, because people will always invest in something that saves them time and money and gives them more quality of life.
When looking for opportunity, one of the things that I do is when I read newspapers, magazines, watch television shows, which contrary to a lot of people are always putting down television, I think you can learn a lot by watching what's going on if it's covering cultural events, is how I can turn some activity, some situation into a business. And I continually do this, and I never watch anything, listen to anything, read anything unless I have my notebook, a paper and pencil in my hand. The other thing I do to extend that concept one step further is if I were writing a headline to create interest in this idea, in this business, I write a few headlines. So this is just a daily practice that I do. Anybody watching can do this. And it just simply doesn't cost you anything. And it's amazing because you'll come up with ideas that can be turned into great businesses.
You have to learn it. It is a learned behavior. I have a friend, a little story, who she was working as a marketing agent and doing other things, and she was okay. She kind of liked what she did, but she wasn't marketing products that she loved. She knew marketing, but she wasn't focused on what she really enjoyed. And that was actually her family and her children. So as she's spending time with her kids, she invented a cup holder that hangs off the stroller. Well, there you go. So she actually saw the opportunity to market the product that she came up with and became multi-millionaire and happy and successful and balancing the time with her family and her career. Those are the opportunities. Those are the aha moments. You know, the gut feeling that you get when you think, gosh, that would be a great idea. You can't be afraid. You can't be afraid to see that opportunity, something that strikes you, that gut feeling really is saying something to you.
I have a little secret that I teach my own students when it comes to business. And very simply this, you have to understand that in business, all you're about is one thing: solving problems for people at a profit. So the definition of an entrepreneur, or even a person in a job, is a person who solves problems for people at a profit. So what are you? You're a problem solver. Would you like to know the simplest and easiest way to find millions and millions and millions of opportunities? Very simple. Instead of looking for opportunities, look for problems. Because on the other side of every single problem is what? An opportunity. And all you do is solve that problem, and you solve it for enough people, and you solve it with quality, and guess what? The end result is riches.
If you're in a 9-to-5 job, just plodding along, you will see people getting rich and think they're in the right place at the right time. Well, that's rubbish. All of us are in the right place at the right time. More than once in our lives, there are loads of opportunities passing you by. Just look for them. You will find them. I promise everyone has opportunity. Everyone can make it.
So opportunism is about two things. It's about having the mind ready and alert to spot the opportunity and to grab it when it comes. And this involves preparation, education, awareness of yourself, your own skills, and your local wealth environment.
I've just been talking to an audience of entrepreneurs, and I've been saying to them that the most important thing you can do is invest in yourself. Sure, you invest in your business, invest in your staff, and invest in all of your business systems. However, the work that you do in yourself is the work that shows the greatest returns. Because if you don't work in yourself, how can anything else work?
A taxi driver once told me a great story about a young man who was having lessons from a golf professional. The young man was spraying the balls all over the place and got so angry, cursing out loud. The golf professional turned round to him and said, "You're not good enough to be that angry." And so it is with our money. There's no point being angry, frustrated or annoyed unless we take the time to learn the skills.
So I advise any of you who are watching today to get in there and study, and don't assume you know it all, because you don't. You're learning every day.
And I'm constantly going on courses, I'm constantly learning from people who know more than I do, and the biggest mistake anyone can make is believing that they are the smartest person in the room, because you never are.
There's a thing I've spotted about successful people, and they've either had great mentors or they have a life coach or a business coach that they can bounce ideas off from time to time and keep themselves on track.
Mentoring can be a moment spent with someone in a valuable private conversation. Mentoring can be a formal relationship. It can take place as coaching and consulting.
If you stop learning, you stop living. Life is about learning. Life is a journey that never stops in terms of input and opportunity. One of the greatest joys in life is learning.
There's always someone who knows more about something than we do. And what we have to do is seek out that person, ask their advice, ask them to mentor us, ask them to give us a few tips to point us in the right direction. And you know something? When that happens, we have the key to the door. You put the key in the door, you turn the key, the door opens, and the other side of the door is everything we could possibly want in our life. The riches are just behind the door. All we have to do is find the key.
I believe luck is what happens when the prepared mind meets an opportunity going by. So get yourself ready and grab one for yourself today. So let's say there are 100 opportunities crossing your path each week, but you only see 1 in 10 of those. So you try those, but only 1 in 10 are successful. That would still mean 52 successful opportunities each year. And say those opportunities only make 10 grand a year each. You will still have made over $1 million in 2 years. So what are you waiting for? Keep your eyes peeled and your mind open.